If you saw my last video, you know that 5 years into my NMN journey, I added NAD plus brain to my stack. 2 years on, at the 7-year mark, I added one more product. Tonight I will tell you what it is, why almost every magnesium supplement you have ever tried has done nothing for your sleep, and why I think anyone serious about cognitive output is leaving recovery on the table without it. And if your days run on cognitive output and your nights are where that performance is being eroded, stay with me. This one was built for you. Here is the part of the magnesium story almost nobody covers. Most people try a magnesium supplement, they take it for a week, they feel nothing, they blame magnesium. Magnesium is not the problem. The supplement they bought is the problem, and more specifically, the assumption behind it. The assumption that one magnesium salt taken on its own can fix a sleep problem that is being driven by half a dozen things upstream. The truth is that disturbed sleep is not a magnesium deficiency in isolation. It is a feedback loop. And single ingredient magnesium does not break feedback loops. It cannot, even if it absorbed perfectly, which most of them do not. So when you take a single ingredient magnesium and feel nothing, you are not broken. You just bought the wrong tool. 7 years into NMN, 2 years into NAD plus brain. My daytime cognition was excellent. NAD levels were excellent. I had been measuring everything I could measure, but something was quietly going wrong at the other end of the day. I was never working past 11. I am a morning bird, but running a remote team across the globe with our NMN biohacker team spanning from Panama to Bali, some evenings I am still forced into meetings or replying to those critical emails that just came in, like every founder does, and those evenings caught up with me. I would fall asleep with the laptop still open, then wake up at 4 in the morning, wired, with my brain already running on cortisol. None of the single ingredient magnesium products I tried touched it. So I went back to the literature and I built the formula. This is what I do. I address the core biological problem instead of the surface symptom. I did the same thing with NAD plus brain when I realized single pathway NAD support was not enough. Now I have done it for sleep. The product is called OHMG. This is the main evening supplement I take. I still take glycine and a few other things from time to time, but this blend is my essential, my go-to. And just like NAD plus brain did for my morning stack, OHMG let me simplify my evening pile and cut the number of bottles I have to manage at night. The brief for OHMG was simple: build the evening formula that addresses the actual biology of disturbed sleep. 3 jobs. First, calm the stress signal that is preventing sleep onset in the first place. Second, restore the GABA to melatonin pathway your evening keeps interrupting with. And third, use magnesium forms that actually absorb in combination instead of the cheap single forms that don't. 3 magnesium forms, 2 calming botanicals, 3 cofactors, every single ingredient earning its place. Let me walk you through it. Before I get to the formula, you need to see the loop, because you cannot break what you cannot see. Modern evening biology is under attack from at least 3 directions. Bright light from screens past sunset, working into the evening, especially if you're remote and your laptop is the last interaction of your day, and insulin spikes from carb-heavy dinners eaten too late, which spike cortisol on a delay. Each one of those signals tells your body the same thing: stay alert, stay vigilant, do not rest yet. And when your body hears that signal often enough, it produces less GABA. GABA is the calming neurotransmitter. Without enough of it, your pineal gland cannot release melatonin properly. No melatonin means no sleep, or worse, you fall asleep, then 4 hours later your cortisol spikes you back awake. If you are working remotely, if you are taking calls across time zones, if you eat dinner at 9 because that is when your day actually ends, every one of those things is hitting that loop. The good news is the loop is breakable. That is exactly what this formula is engineered to do. If you're finding this useful, take a second to hit like and subscribe. I publish formulation videos, mechanism breakdowns, and my own self-experimentation data, and YouTube only surfaces the next one if you tell it to. Right, back to the formula. A note on magnesium itself before we get to the forms. Magnesium is a cofactor in over 300 enzyme reactions in your body: ATP production, DNA repair, muscle contraction, nerve transmission. If your magnesium is low, almost nothing in your cellular machinery runs properly. So this is not a niche supplement, it is foundational. The question is not whether to take magnesium, it is which magnesium and in what combination. OMG uses 3 magnesium forms forms in deliberate proportion: magnesium bisglycinate at 240 milligrams, magnesium lactate at 38 milligrams, magnesium taurate at 28 milligrams, total elemental magnesium 306 milligrams, 82% of your daily reference value. Each form has a job. Bisglycinate is the most bioavailable form for systemic absorption, and it has direct calming activity at GABA receptors. That is the form doing the heavy lifting on sleep onset. Lactate is gentle on the gut and ideal for muscle relaxation, which is what makes your body actually settle into the mattress. Taurate is the cardiovascular form. It supports heart rate variability overnight, which I will come back to. Now here is the part you need to know. Most magnesium supplements on the market do not use any of these forms. They use magnesium oxide or magnesium citrate. Magnesium oxide has a bioavailability of about 4%, most of it never reaches your bloodstream. Citrate absorbs better, but it pulls water into your gut, which is why a lot of people get a laxative effect. Cheap, common, and the reason your last magnesium did nothing. Lemon balm extract at 50 milligrams, L-theanine at 50 milligrams. Lemon balm has been used for centuries for stress and sleep onset, and the modern clinical data has finally caught up. It supports GABA activity directly, which is exactly the neurotransmitter we just talked about being suppressed by your evening. L-theanine is in NAD plus brain too, but in the morning formula it is paired with caffeine for clean focus. In OHMG with no caffeine in sight, L-theanine plays a completely different role. It lifts alpha brainwave activity, which is the brainwave state of pre-sleep relaxation. Same molecule, different stack, different job. Vitamin B6 at 5 milligrams, that is 357% of your reference value, deliberately high because B6 is the rate-limiting cofactor in the conversion of tryptophan to serotonin to melatonin. Without enough B6, the pathway stalls. With enough B6, the pathway runs properly the moment magnesium and the botanicals tell it to. Pantothenic acid, vitamin B5 supports adrenal function. Adrenals are where your cortisol comes from. If your adrenals are stressed, your cortisol stays high. Zinc is required for melatonin synthesis itself. Without zinc, the pathway has the cofactors but cannot produce the end product. These are not glamorous ingredients, they are the workhorses. Without them, the magnesium has no pathway to do its job. Here is what customers report repeatedly within the first week. Within 20 minutes of taking OHMG, their heart rate drops noticeably. They feel calm without feeling sedated. There is no morning grogginess because we are not pushing you to sleep with a sledgehammer. We are removing the things that were keeping you awake and the part anyone tracking recovery cares about. Higher overnight heart rate variability. HRV is the single most useful biomarker of recovery and longevity that we have access to right now. Anyone wearing a Whoop, an Oura, a Garmin knows that overnight HRV is the number you actually live or die by, performance-wise. The combination of 3 magnesium forms, the calming layer and the cofactor shifts that number. According to our customers, by a meaningful margin, deeper sleep stages, cleaner mornings, better next day output. I want to be clear about who I built this for, the same person I built NAD plus brain for: founders, CEOs, entrepreneurs. Anyone whose career runs on cognitive output and who has finally figured out that sleep is not the trade-off, sleep is the leverage point, the kind of person who measures their HRV before they measure their P&L. If you are competitive about staying sharp at 50 and 60, you cannot afford to sleep badly in your 30s and 40s. Your brain compounds the same way your portfolio does. Protect it. Dosing. 3 capsules, 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. The capsules carry a light berry essence, so they actually go down pleasantly. Do not skip the timing window. Take it too early and the calming layer fades before you are ready to sleep. Take it too late and you miss the heart rate drop. 30 to 60 minutes before bed is the sweet spot. Where to buy? OMG is available on our own website, nmnbio.co.uk. It is also available at boots.com and at a growing number of retail pharmacies and partner stores. If you prefer to walk into a chemist and pick it up, that option is now there. Link in the description. If you got value out of this, hit like and subscribe so the next video lands in your feed. The next one is my full 2026 supplement protocol. Everything I take during the day, including the things I no longer take. I am Dr. Elena Seranova. Sleep well.